while training, courses, and certification are extremely valuable on your path to success, if you want to get good at anything, it really just takes practice. And this is true for learning to think like a product manager as well. The problem is, how do you begin to start practicing thinking like a product manager if you aren't a product manager? It turns out that you are actually already responsible for probably one of the most important products that you will ever have access to. Since I started my career about 15 years ago, I made it a point to intentionally take in new information about how to make myself better in some way. Over the course of that 15 years, I've consumed a lot of different books on personal development. One thing I started to realize immediately once I started to delve into product management in my own career as was that there's a lot of parallels to the strategies that were outlined in those personal development books and the things that you're being asked to do as a product manager managing your product. Long story short, those books are really helping you to develop yourself into the product that you want to be. So let's take a look at some of those strategies and see how they compare for ourselves. One of the first things that you need to do as a product manager is develop a product vision or strategy. A popular mechanism to do that I've seen in a few different materials for product management is creating what's called a press release, or essentially that news article, that thing that's going to be put out to the public when your application goes live. It includes things like what the product will accomplish, what are the key features, how will it change the lives of the people interacting with it, and how will people feel about your product, including things like fake quotes that people might have said about your product at the product release date. In the best-selling book, 7 Habits for Highly Effective People, one of the first exercises they have you do is pretend you're attending your own funeral. All the people you love and have interacted with over the years, and think about what do you want them to say in your eulogy. What kinds of memories are going to be shared about you and your relationship with them? How have you impacted them in meaningful ways? If you think about it, that press release and that eulogy, that fake funeral, are the exact same exercise, right? You're getting to think about the end state, not just in things like business goals, like profitability, like how much money have you made, how much money have you saved, how many friends have you made, but how you're actually making people feel about your product, whether we're talking about the actual product or we're talking about you as the product. Next is determining how you're going to go about achieving your vision and strategy. For a product manager, that means conducting market research and understanding what's important to your target markets, developing long-term strategies, and aligning products or your product to the business goals like generating revenue, reaching new markets, increasing customer satisfaction, or improving efficiency. Successful people also do the same kinds of things. Market research for a person is really thinking about the types of people who I want to bring value to in my life and figuring out what particular hard skills, soft skills, or qualities will be important for me to be successful in their lives. So essentially think about how you could be a better employee, a better manager, a better friend, a better spouse, a better teammate, a better parent. You get the idea. There are many ways to develop yourself to be a better version of yourself. The last concept I'll mention here is maintaining a product roadmap. On the product side of things, that means the features that you're going to be delivering and the order in which you're going to be delivering them. Because once again, you can't do everything all at once. So you have to decide the right priority. And making that decision is about business context, what's going on in the larger scope of your business that's important, your product goals, and of course, how it aligns to your overall vision. Likewise, in life, you have to decide your roadmap for growth and change. This could be things like getting a degree, getting a certificate, starting a new program, starting to see a therapist, committing to reading certain books, whatever it may be that you want to do to grow yourself. And just the same, you can't be everything or do everything all at once. So you have to kind of prioritize which things make sense for you to do first and in what order. And of course, this is going to be in the context of your own life, relationships you have, things that are happening in your life, in the larger scope of your life. And if we take that analogy a little bit deeper down, actually, you're also kind of the product owner, because the product owner manages the day-to-day, the user stories, the specific pieces of work that are going to roll up to those features and how they're prioritized day to day and week to week. And the same is going to be true for you in managing when you train, when you study, when you read, when you exercise, when you practice. So in a way, you really are the product manager of you. So To sum it all up, you've been a product manager all along. The question is, how good of a job have you been doing at it? Whether you consider yourself the overall product, or you consider each relationship one of your products, like being a husband, being an employee, being a coach, being a teammate. Regardless of how you see your relationship to yourself as the product, employing the strategies of good product management are also going to help you in the different ways you interact with people in your life. As a bonus, if you really dig deep and really try to manage your life the same way a product manager does, by really thinking about that vision, that long term, where you want to go, prioritizing things, and actually like writing it down like you would as a product manager, one, it's going to help you practice thinking like a product manager on a regular basis. So it's going to become more automatic for you to start thinking this way. But also, if you're in a phase of life where you're going to start interviewing for product management roles, having that as a part of your normal way of thinking is going to help you crush those interview questions. I hope you found that helpful, educational, at least somewhat amusing. If you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up. If you have any other questions about the industry, whether it's business analysis, product management, IT in general, what it's been like in my career, let me know in the comments, and I'll make a new video just like this one to answer your questions. So like always, subscribe to see your questions get answered, and thanks for watching.